Hi, it's Paul here from selfoutforlife.com, and today I'm going to talk about 10 natural ways to reduce stress. So what is stress? Well, stress is the gap between something external and your ability or confidence to deal with it. Stress can also come from needing something to happen, and when you're stressed, there's a chemical and emotional response happening in your body along with negative thoughts at the same time. And those thoughts create more negative emotions, which then create more negative thoughts, and you end up with this vicious cycle. So what are the different types of stress? Well, the first one is time stress. So that's simply having more to do than you have time to do it. I'm sure you've experienced that at some point in your life. The second one is anticipatory stress, which is really anxiety. This is really stress about something in the future. So it could be money stress, it could be stress about your health, or simply a presentation or an interview coming up. So it's really stress about something in the future. There's situational stress, that's stress from an uncomfortable situation that you can't control. So it could be like an emergency, getting laid off, or making a major mistake in front of your team, something like that. And then there's relationship stress, so any kind of stress that comes from relationships, intimate relationships, and colleagues and other types of relationships as well. So what causes stress? Is it your boss, kids, money, business problems, bad clients, legal issues? No, it's none of these. These are all external situations. The stress comes from how you react to those situations. So let me give you some examples. You could have two different employees who work for the same difficult boss. They would have a different reaction to that boss. You could have two people who have the same lack of money. Their response to that would be different. You could have two people with the same massive, overwhelming to-do list, but how those people respond would be different. So it's not the external event that causes you stress, it's how you respond to it. So the stress comes from your reaction to the situation, not the situation. And that is really important. If you don't learn anything else from this video, just remember that stress comes from your reaction to the situation, not the situation itself. And it really goes back to the idea that there's a gap between the situation or something external and your ability to deal with it. Now, the way that a calm person thinks is very different to the way that an anxious person thinks. And the way that a calm person visualizes and imagines things is also very different to the way that an anxious person does that. So the key thing here is that the stress is coming from you, it's self-created. It's your reaction to the circumstances, not the circumstances themselves. So ask yourself, how are you responsible for the stress in your life? Are you creating the stress or allowing it into your life? Taking responsibility and control for your stress is the key to long-term success in reducing stress. So why do some people get stressed and others don't? Well, it partly comes down to your beliefs. Your beliefs about whether and how you can deal with that situation. If you feel confident that you can deal with it, it's easy, then you're less likely to feel stressed. And those beliefs come from your past experiences. If that event was stressful in the past, then you may well believe that it will be stressful in the future. If it was easy and comfortable in the past, then you're less likely to feel stressed about it. You're more likely to feel that it's going to be easy again. However, in many cases, things that stressed you in the past may not stress you out now, because the more you do something, the more that your confidence grows. So for example, delivering a presentation might have been really stressful the first time you did it, but now you might do it regularly and it's become the normal. So your confidence and your competence in presenting has increased, so the stress has reduced. Now, what are the problems of excessive stress? So there's lots of problems, and here's some of them. So memory problems, difficulty concentrating, weight loss or weight gain, difficulty sleeping, negative thoughts, loss of sex drive, procrastination, additional aches and pains, increased use of artificial things to help you relax. So that could be alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, short temper, depression and unhappiness. So lots of different effects of stress, and I'm sure you've experienced some of those. So to reduce stress, you need to work on two things. Firstly, deal with the causes and your reaction to them. And secondly, manage the stress, because sometimes it can take a while to resolve the causes. And there's lots of good and bad ways to manage the stress symptoms. A good way is going to be healthy, it will empower you and it will put you in a strong position. A bad way will have short-term benefits, short-term positive benefits, but will have negative effects in the future. So some good ways to manage stress is exercising, meditation, time with family and friends, having a hobby. Bad ways to manage stress could be gambling, drinking, drugs, overeating. And how do you know which are good and which are bad? Sometimes it's pretty obvious, but if you're not sure, the bad ways will have a longer term effect and give you more stress in the future. So for example, gambling gives you a loss of money, eating the wrong things is going to give you poorer health in the future, and those things are going to give you more stress later in life. So that's the way to think about it. So I'm now going to cover 10 ways to help you eliminate and manage stress. So number 1, identify the things that stress you out. So is it work? Is it a relationship? Is it money? Is it health? Is it uncertainty about the future? So before you can manage or eliminate the stress, you must know where it came from. And you also want to get really specific on the cause. What is it about the work that's stressing you out? What is it about your relationship that's causing you stress? Get really specific and really get into the details of exactly what is triggering that stress response. So number 2, eliminate the stress if you can. So if you can, eliminate the stress now. Perhaps it's a friend or a work colleague and you can just choose to have some time away from that person, even just for a while. And if you can't, make a plan to eliminate it in the future. So for example, if it's a job you hate, you might need to find another one before you can quit that job, and that might take some time. If it's money that's stressing you, create a plan to make more money, to find a better job, to maybe do more training so you can get some new qualifications to help you find a better job. If it's a lack of time, then slow down, take on less, say no more often, and give yourself more time and room to grow, and just be more patient with yourself. If it's other people, remember that you can't control other people, you can only influence them. And that mind shift alone may be enough to help you reduce or eliminate stress around other people. So number 3, decide to do it or let it go. So ask yourself, can I deal with this right now? If yes, go on and do it. If no, let it go. It's pointless stressing about things that you can't do anything about right now. And one little tip, if you're one of these people who's often checking your email on your phone, before you do that, ask yourself, could I deal with what I might see in my inbox right now? If I can't, if I don't have the time, then don't check your emails, because otherwise you're just creating additional stress about something that you can't deal with right now. You know, if it's a massive workload that's causing you stress, prioritize it as best you can. Do what you can now and let everything else go. You can only do your best at the end of the day. Number 4, know what you can control and what you can't. So you can't control other people, you can't control the economy, you can't control big changes that might happen in your job, such as management changes or even redundancy. And then practice acceptance for the things that you can't directly control. There's no point in blaming someone or something else. Just accept it the way it is. It's not that easy to do in practice, but it's a key to really just dealing with the things that you can't control. So accept what you can't change. That then gives you the energy to focus on and work on the things that you can change. So if you can't change the economy, just accepting that means that you can then work on what you can do to excel despite the state of the economy. Number 5, watch funny YouTube videos. Now this is a great stress reliever. There is a saying that, you've probably heard the saying, laughter is the best medicine. What about laughter is the stress medicine? Why? Because a good laugh forces you to take in lots of oxygen. It decreases the stress hormones, it increases your immune cells, and also your infection fighting antibodies. It improves your resistance to disease, releases endorphins, and these are your body's natural feel-good chemicals, and it can even help relieve pain. So find funny YouTube videos, watch comedies, play jokes on other people, listen to funny podcasts, anything that's going to make you laugh. It's just that YouTube videos are often the easiest ones to do. Number 6, talk it over with someone. Talk about your situation with someone else and get their advice. This can be a chance to release your emotions too. I've talked about this in other videos. It also helps you gain a different perspective and put your issue into perspective too. Maybe it won't seem as important as it once did once you've spoken to someone else and talked it through with someone. You can also learn from others that have done the thing that is stressing you out and how they dealt with it. Number 7, consider the worst case scenario. So a lot of stress comes from asking but not answering what if questions. So think about the worst case scenario. Ask yourself, how would you manage or cope if that worst case scenario actually happened? If you messed up that presentation, what are the consequences? It's probably not as bad as you think. You probably wouldn't lose your job if you messed up a presentation. So just think about what that worst case scenario could be, and then just ask yourself, how would you deal with, how would you cope with that? Number 8 is to repeat positive affirmations. So these are great because these help change those negative thoughts that are causing that stress response. So it helps to ease the stress symptoms. And I've got 4 great affirmations for you. The first one is, it always works out well in the end. It always works out well in the end. The second one, whatever happens, I'll handle it. So whatever happens, I'll handle it. The third one, all challenges in life have a solution. All challenges in life have a solution. Number 4, the solution or resolution will come to me. The solution or resolution will come to me. So I hope those are useful. There's 4 affirmations. Of course, you can use many other affirmations as well, but there were 4 that I thought are really, really good ones for helping you relieve stress. So number 9 is meditation. So stress reduction is the most common reason why people meditate. And meditation helps reduce the stress hormone cortisol. It helps you control anxiety, and it helps you experience more positive emotions. And it also helps you get behind the thoughts that are causing your reaction to that stressful situation as well. And any kind of meditation is going to help. The key with meditation is helping you to reduce that busy mind by focusing on one thing. And it's working with that busy mind that helps you to reduce those stressful symptoms. And then the last one, number 10, is exercise. Again, exercise helps reduce the stress hormone cortisol. It also releases endorphins that make you feel happier. And think about when you last did some exercise. How did you feel afterwards? Generally pretty good. You generally felt in a better emotional state. Generally some of those issues and things you were thinking about before seem less important now that you've done some exercise. So moving your body is a great stress reliever. So these are the 10 ways to help you reduce, manage, or even eliminate the stress in your life. So I hope you found these useful. As always, do put these into practice. That's the best way to get the experience of these and to help reduce the stress in your life. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please do like the video. Do leave a comment below. Let me know how this video has helped you and what kind of things stress you in your life. I'd love to hear your feedback. And do subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and click the bell notification. That way you will get notified when I release future videos. If you haven't already, do check out my website. That is selfhelpforlife.com. On there you will find the written versions to many of these videos, along with a link to my podcast and social media. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to sharing more great content with you very soon. Bye for now.